Welcome to the KC Stars podcast, where we talk to people in the local film community. And I have with me Mary Wilkens, who
Hi.
is a triple threat, a triple A
Mhm.
artist, actor, and author. I was going to let you introduce yourself, Mary.
Okay, I'm Mary Wilkens, and I have a lot of interests. What would you like to talk about, Kyle?
Well, just to expand on any of those three, artist, actor, author, you can talk about all three.
Okay, well, when I went to college, I started out thinking I was going to have a double major. That didn't work out because I was working all the time. So I ended up hanging with the art people. I ended up in art education, and I had to give up the thought of being an actor, except I did a lot of community theater. And I have never given up the community theater. So yeah,
So you've been involved
or
in,
theater,
oh,
or well, let me start over. I haven't given up acting or being involved in. Now I'm involved in film as well, and I've kind of stepped away from theater. It takes so much time. I do love it, but there you go. Just kind of an evolution of sorts.
that's okay. When was the last play you were in and what was it?
The last play I was in was, it could have been The Butler did it for a Bell Road Barn Community Theater. I was the lady of the house. I've also been involved in a lot of short plays because, again, they don't require too much time. Um, so different theater groups will have competitions for original scripts, and so then you've got an opportunity to be in a 10-minute play, and it doesn't take too much time. Yeah.
Very good. Tell me
You get
about
your
your
fix. Get
art.
your fix.
Tell me about your art.
Um, well, I should have brought something to show you. I don't know. I'm a painter, and when I was teaching art, I stopped making art because we had no curriculum. It was a long time ago. So all of my energy went to figuring out what the kids were going to do. And then after I retired from that, I started picking up art again, painting. I took a class just to, go there every week and make sure you do something, even though I already had a degree in it. So yeah, and I've had at least one commission, well, a couple really, and there you go. So those those paintings are gone.
That's awesome. So, and you taught art to what ages?
Elementary, yeah.
Elementary art. My cousin is an elementary art teacher.
Hmm.
She loves it too, by the way. She absolutely loves it. And you said you were an author. Have you
Mhm.
been published before?
Yes, I have been published a couple of little things. There's a group called, not a group, but a publication called Missouri Humanities. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting two things mixed up, but maybe that is it. So I did an article about my mom called When My Mom Became a Citizen, because she was born in Sicily, and she was voting. She was so excited to be an American. And one day when we were kids, men with briefcases in a hot day, they were wearing suits. They came to the house and they told her she was breaking the law, that she was not a citizen, and there she was voting. So it was like we were all scared, or at least I was. So then she had to go to classes, and then she had, you know, to stand up with other people from other countries and, say she was an American citizen. It was an exciting time.
That's a
And my
beautiful
necklace
story.
it is. And my necklace broke, and all these little fake pearls were all over the ping, 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 all over this marble floor. And anyway, that's my story.
And she wrote a
So
story about that?
well, it's a true thing,
Yeah.
because they wanted things in their publication that had to do with citizenship. And so I sort of, yeah, somewhere I've got can we pause? Da, da, da. Okay, so here's the cover, Missouri Humanities. And then and my mother became a citizen. So there I
That is
am.
very, very cool.
Yeah. So there
That's
you
a
go.
cool article, I'm sure.
I thought it came out well
Yeah,
because I wrote it about 5 times.
I bet. Yeah, authors sometimes just rewrite and rewrite till they get it really well. So,
Mhm.
I have some pictures I want to ask you about. Okay,
Wow.
tell me
Oh,
about this picture.
right. The shutdown. This is about the COVID. And I was a person in the grocery store stealing a box of masks from somebody's cart. And she
Wow.
caught me and we have a yell, she's yelling at me and she pushes me against the cabinets and I mean against the food and everything. And actually at the time, something busted and was all over the floor, but that wasn't in the movie.
Just like the
Yeah.
pearls. Just like the
Yeah.
pearls all over again.
Things are falling. Right. There you go.
The top picture's the one. I kind of tighten it up because I know it's going to be
Oh,
narrow. What is this and who are you with?
that was for the Bellroad Barn fundraiser, and we had a Halloween fundraiser, and so I think that's what this is. Man, I don't know. That's what I think it is. Look at my hair. It's been a while.
All these
My
mystery
hair doesn't.
pictures I have here. So
I know. I know. Hmm.
this one you'll recognize.
Okay. Yes, that was just last year. Limbo. I was in that film, so I was
Tell us
very
about the
blessed to
film.
get.
Expand on that.
Well, I'm a millennial named Jessica in the future. There's a lot of people named Jessicas.
Mhm.
And I am working kind of in a convenience store, and there are some elements in the film that make you realize that it's the future, which I'll try not to, I won't explain. But I start having chest pains in my heart, and I'm trying to get some help. And I leave my job, and, it was, and it's kind of a cautionary tale about the health system, I think. There's some
Yeah,
beautiful shots of Kansas City in there. There's some beautiful shots of Kansas City in there, by
yeah,
the
it's
way.
kind of like people traveling to get health care and things like that. Is that
Yes, yes. Crossing the border, like going into Mexico or into Canada to get help, which of course is not happening now. So this is just, what if, what if, what if? And Nicole Hall is great. She's in this film as well.
very
So,
good? Do they have someone play an older or younger you in this?
no, it's just me. Uh,
You. Okay.
looking old, which yeah, it's not that hard, I guess.
They made you look older?
I look at myself and go, "Wow, I look really bad," but uh, I,
You're funny,
I
Mary.
have
Okay.
nothing to say.
All right. What is
Oh,
this?
oh my gosh, that has nothing to do with anything. That is a person made out of Legos.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, isn't that cool? That was at maybe Union Station. Yeah. So we had a nice chat.
That is really cool. I wondered what that was. Here's little
Oh,
beat up Jessica. Speaking of Jessica, what's this?
standardized patient job at KU. I'm her mom. So you'll just have to imagine what happened or why
Wow, I
she's got a
didn't know
black eye.
you did standardized patient stuff.
Only, yeah, I do. I at one time I was also at UMKC, like maybe 2013, um, but now I only do it at KU. So,
So you
yep.
go in. Can you
Yep.
explain what a standardized patient is to people that don't know?
Oh, yeah. Jessica did a great job in her interview. It's where doctors are learning bedside manner and how to take a history, and they know they're being recorded and they know they're being graded, and they come in every 30 minutes. So you have about 12, depending on the scene, you have about 20 minutes. And when I say scene, that's really not the right word, but we are given a case history. We know all about ourselves and about our history, and do we smoke, do we drink, all that stuff. And so they come in, basically tell you, wanting to know what the problem is, and then we give them whatever information they're asking. We don't tell them too much. They have to ask for, it's a balance. And then we give them feedback, sometimes in the form of a computer checklist. Sometimes they come back in and sit down and we talk to them.
Yeah, I think that's such a great service. People get so used to books and theory, and then before they go out and
Right.
talk to the real patients, they get to practice. I think that's an excellent service
Yeah,
that's
it
done.
is. It is. And you get a feel for the people. Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
What's this?
absolutely.
Oh, this was a short film for a contest for the IFC. And there we are, all of us that were in the film.
Can you name the
Gordon,
people in there? Because
uh, yeah,
I recognize Gordon Lamb.
right. He's in the back. He was the kind of the director. And Wendy is standing. Well, if you're looking at the picture, she's on the left. And then Kimmy Sung is on the right. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm looking at it. The other two gals, I cannot remember their names. The guy and the person in front of the guy, they were helping out in the back crew. Seemed like they were learning because Gordon loves to teach, so he
Yeah.
was helping them learn what to do with the camera.
I
And
didn't really know Gordon till he was on the show, and I actually really loved talking to him. He was one of my
oh,
favorite interviews. He's a great guy.
he is. Oh, I know what this is called. It's called a bad idea. No, that's not it. A stupid idea. A bad idea.
Something negative idea.
I'm at that age where senior moments just hit me,
You're
and
good. Hey, you're good. I like talking to you, Mary. That's good. So you were in, that's a like an IFC KC film challenge.
Mhm. It might have been a one night stand, but I'm not sure. Oh, this is me so many years ago in LA area. And that guy, if you paid him $1 or two, you could get your picture taken. And I really got into it. So,
That is excellent. You hit him right before the claws got you. It was perfect timing. Well,
yeah, for
and well
sure.
placed punch as well. That's your best chance right there.
Yeah, there you go. That was fun.
And what is
Oh,
this?
now this is another one of those um, events for Bell Road Barn. That person is a director for plays, and her name is Sherry Wassergord, and that was what she wore. And I was supposed to be a prom queen or something. So yeah, that was fun. That was a party basically,
Oh
fundraiser
man,
for Bell Road Barn. Yeah, I'm
that
sorry,
sounds
I
like
can't.
that was like a play you were really involved with.
Yeah, it could have been. I could make up a story about that. I could make up a lie.
Yeah, that's good. So you were you in plays in high school then?
I was. Yeah. And I loved being in The Mousetrap as Molly Ralston. That was one of my favorites. Actually, that was in community theater when I was 19. In high school, I was in Harvey and David's Mother. No, that was something else. Never mind. But
Okay,
I
so
was in.
you were involved though in high school, and then in college you said you
uh,
started out, you thought you were going to be theater, or did I misunderstand?
Yeah, I wanted to do both. I thought I was going to have a double major, and I just didn't. There weren't enough hours in the day.
Yeah, but you took some theater classes?
Yeah, I ended up taking a technical class because that's what fit my schedule. And that was about it. I
Okay,
didn't
so
take,
you were an
no,
artist.
I took a movement class, movement for actors. I did take that in college. Yeah,
What was that
yeah.
about?
That's about feeling good in your body and it's movement. I think one of the things we did was we had hats, and you put the hat on, and then you created a character based on your walk and the hat. Yeah.
Okay,
And there's a lot
very
of like
good.
theater games, where you're and you moving and getting to know the other actors and paying attention and listening. That's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you carried any of that on to do you still apply any of that in your acting today?
Yes. In fact, this summer I worked on a short, oh, well, no, it was a feature film. What am I saying? Um, I had a small speaking part. The film is called Transcending, and I don't know when it's going to come out, but my role was wise artist. And so I was like, oh, that'll work. Um, so Loose Park was set up like a art fair, and I'm sitting there in I have some artwork that they put up, not mine, but somebody else's. And then I just brought a sketch pad, and I'm sitting there, and I wasn't sure whether I was going to be standing or sitting, but they said sit down. So I thought, well, I have my sketch pad with me, and I just started, sketching and whatever. And I know that when the guy came over and spoke to me, I thought, I am not going to rush this. They can cut. So I made sure that when he spoke to me, I took in what he was saying, processed before I answered. And I felt like that was really, really important because in other times, way back when I first started being in anything film related, I would rush in with my lines, without showing on my face that I'm listening, processing, what did he say? Um, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt like, I mean, the director seemed to be happy. So,
And
and
what's
then at
that?
one point, he's like, I'm sorry, what?
No, no, I was just going to say, what was it called again?
I kind of hate to tell you because they made a big deal out of being quiet about it, but I think it's okay now. Transcending. I didn't have
Transcend.
the script. And this is the weird thing. They sent me something for an audition, and I did it a couple different ways. The audition piece had nothing to do with what I ended up doing. I'm like, what? So once I got the actual pages that I needed, it was nothing at all like what they had me. I don't know who the person was that sent that to me, but it doesn't matter. I got the part. So, and then another thing that happened was while I'm sitting there, they needed me to look over to the left, my left, and look at something, and they said what it was. There's nothing there. I mean, of course, this is the part of the job of an actor, but and I had to, look over, and again, I thought I am taking my time. I'm not going to rush this. If I'm spending too much time, they can cut it. So anyway, so I did that, and in addition to my lines, I had to look and look at the guy that's talking to me. Look over there at something that we're all looking at. I think it was supposed to be a musician. Yeah. So there you go.
That's good. And so, how did you get, since you had many years hiatus, how did you decide to get back into theater and films?
And I just couldn't stop myself. I just had to do it. Um, I auditioned for things at the theater workshop, which then became the Unicorn. I was in a. Did I answer your question? I just couldn't stop myself. That's really
Couldn't
the
stop
answer.
yourself. Yeah, yeah. Look, if you could expand on it a little bit, though. Did you see something and decide to do a play? Like, where did you look at film? Um,
Mm.
how
Join the.
did you get started? You couldn't stop yourself, so then what did you actually do?
Okay. Well, you start looking for opportunities. Before the IFC, I would find out about plays and I would audition for them. Sometimes I got in, sometimes I didn't. Um, I was on the board for a while at the theater workshop. Again, that's before it became the Unicorn. Um, and then, I joined. I think you have to find your community. Maybe that's what I'm saying. You have to find the people that I have to be around people, and I had to find the people to join with. But even before all this, when I was a kid, um, my dad had built a grape arbor. It was really just this, wood, wood, open air. And so I'm like, wow, that's a stage. So I was writing little skits and we put it on for the neighborhood kids and that kind of thing.
That's really cool. So tell me, when was your first film that you were in?
The first film I was in, do I have anything here? I'm looking at I'm looking at my
Oh, that's
resume
excellent. Excellent idea.
because I cannot remember things. Oh, okay. I was in Article 99 as a nurse, but I was in the background, and that was supposed to be a big hit. It didn't work that well. Um, Forrest Whitaker was in it. Kiefer Sutherland, I think. Um, and then before that, I was in Sometimes They Come Back. That is a Stephen King film that they did locally. It was on CBS, and You Only See My Back in that one. Um, I
What
was
about
in,
speaking roles? Like, when did you have your
oh,
first
speaking
speaking role
roles.
in a film?
Let's see, speaking roles. Um, mm, mm. A lot of it is stuff I did for the IFC. That would be some of my first stuff.
Okay.
Um, yeah. I don't really have that much to to get too excited about. Wait a minute, let me look at this one more time. Um, oh, I had a speaking role in Do No Harm, and Devonte Brown. He was still in college at the time. Now he's a DP mostly. He's great. Um, he had me in his film, and I was Mrs. Kane. Nobody has a copy of it. I am so glad.
Well,
Anybody
I've
had
heard the name Devonte Brown. Several times. I don't think I've ever met him. I've heard a lot of good things about him, so it's good. He's out to
hard
cast
worker,
you.
I'll tell
It's
you that.
good.
Hard worker, he
Um,
knows his stuff. Hmm.
well, tell me about your last movie, Limbo. It may not maybe not be your last movie, but the movie that we saw earlier. Tell me about your role in that. You said that you were seeking um, to go out of the country. What happened with that? Can you tell us about that story and how you prepared for it?
Well, I'm struggling. I don't have any insurance and I'm trying to get some help. And so I have to call somebody and I have to meet this person in private, in secret, and he has to give me a passport and he tells me not to take any aspirin, because they're checking at the border. So, I mean, it's a short film. So if I keep going, I'm going to tell you the whole thing. So
Okay, well,
it's
how
not
did you prepare for it?
Oh, I knew that I had to be kind of out of breath. So I was running up a hill in my neighborhood, saying my lines, running up a hill. So that, and getting that. And then I kind of pulled a trick on my neighbor. I ran up to her. I was out of breath, and I said, "Something's happening to my heart," And she's like, "Whoa!" She gets all. I'm like, "Okay, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just doing my lines."
That's good. Must have
So
been a good performance for her, like live theater.
there you
Carries
go.
over.
There you go. There you go.
Um,
But I did write a short film called Stalker Grandma, and it's going to be playing at the Bird International Film Festival in town on November 21st at 7:45, and it is combined with some other short films.
wow, wow. I'm
Yeah,
hoping to see those. I have something playing at some time in a group at 5:30, but I plan on sticking around for a while. So yeah, so I hope to get to see
so
it.
what are you in? What are you in?
I'm in Bless Me Father.
Oh, okay.
It's
Is that
uh it's mostly my voice, and it is like where I'm a priest. So it should be good. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing yours as well. And I've been wanting to see Prepper forever. So I'm finally going to be able to see it as well. Um,
good, good, good.
so how do you prepare for roles in general? Like you were talking about, you were running and saying your lines. Like how do you learn your lines? How do you prepare for roles?
Hmm. Well, sometimes I sing my lines, and I'm not a singer at all. I cannot sing.
Let's hear a sing a line for me.
No, I'm not going to do that. No, but there's something about music because you remember music, you remember songs. So I have tried that before. I've tried singing the lines. I think that helps. Um, Tried writing them out. I've done everything. But being in the moment is very important when you're on set or when you're in the show. Yeah.
Okay. So you sing your lines and you write them out and then you try to be in the moment. So how do you prepare to be in the moment?
Well, what I used to do was one time when I was in film, where I had to be in bed crying, kind of like I was sick and dying. I didn't have any lines, but it was kind of powerful, I think. I used it for my first acting reel. Now you'll never see it again. But anyway, that little clip. Um, I remembered a story my mom told me. It is so sad about a family member who got hit by a train. I mean, it is heartbreaking because they're all having a picnic. Do you want me to tell you the whole story?
Yeah,
It's
tell
not
me
very
the
long.
story.
Oh my God. So the family's having a picnic. The Her parents are there and her husband. She gets her foot caught in the train track, and everybody's trying to get her feet out. And her husband comes along, and he cannot release her. So he just holds on to her, and they both get hit by the train.
Wow, that is a sad story. That's a true story?
Yes, it happened somewhere in Sicily.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I used that for a while, but I don't really need to use that anymore. Not always. I mean, if you're in it, then you can get so emotional. In fact, in limbo, when I'm trying to get help and I'm going to like a hospital and I'm begging this guy to let me in and he won't let me in. We did that many, many times, of course. First of all, I wasn't standing in the right spot. So you have to do it over again for that reason. And then there's some other reason. But at one point, I just burst out crying. I was like bawling as I'm walking away, and because I couldn't get in. The director didn't use that, and I understand. That's not what he wanted to be the climax. For instance, he did not use that, and sometimes crying, just bawling and carrying on is not what you need. Even though you're thinking, "Wow, I cried,"
Yeah.
it may or may not be what you need.
Yeah,
For the
I
film. I
always
mean, I'm servicing the film. I'm servicing the story. It's not about me showing that I can cry. So there you go.
yeah, I think sometimes though, like I was talking to someone the other day about it, you're kind of at the mercy of the editor, whoever's editing the
Yes.
film. Because sometimes you'll do like four takes and you think that's the best one, but then they choose the second one, even though the fourth one was best. You're kind of at the mercy of the editor. And it's usually though, they want to make the best film possible. So they're going to choose what is best in their eyes. It just might not
Right.
be the one that's best in your eyes.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right. Oh, let me say something about Josh, the director of that film. And I never can pronounce his name. It is a French name. Starts with a G. I mean, I wait a minute. Is it on here? Oh my gosh, this is not the latest. Nope. Here we go. Guillaume. I do not know how to say his last name. Anyway, Josh, he was wonderful. So we filmed the very end first, and he came up to me and like very calmly said, "Here's what I need. Here's what." He told me what he wanted, and we did that. And he said, "Now we're getting that out of the way. We're filming the first scene, the last scene first." Then every time we filmed another section, because it's out of order, he reminded me where we were in the story. You've just done this and you're going to do that. And that really helped me because I'm just trying to get into this emotional thing. And I needed to keep track of what scene we were actually filming.
yeah, that can really be hard. whenever you're filming things out of order, to know where is my character in the story? What have they learned? Have they had an arc yet? Just that can be really
Yes.
hard, especially an emotional story like you're describing. Um,
Right.
so, what have you learned transitioning from theater to film? What was like the hardest part? What did you
My
learn?
gosh. The biggest, hardest part was not being too big because you're playing to the back of the audience and on stage and on film, it's close up. And I've been told that I overact. So I had to really learn to bring that down. And I think that's one of the reasons this past summer I was like, I'm taking my time, I'm processing because I didn't want to. It's hard not to. It's hard
Mhm.
not to overact. I just saw an actor on the Tonight Show or one of those shows, Steve Colbert. Um, she's Claire Danes,
Yes.
and she's very expressive. And somehow she makes it work, but she is on the verge of overdoing it sometimes. But somehow it works for her. It doesn't work for me. I just look like I'm overacting.
Yeah, actually, I think that's from my perspective, a good problem to have. You'd always rather have someone who knows how to do it and you can pull it back. Say, hey, don't balloon it up so much, pull it back, rather than someone who doesn't know how to put emotion into things.
Mm.
I always view acting as you're saying the words, you're trying to put the right emotion with the words, and you're trying to put the right emotion and reaction to other people. You're trying to get an authentic performance. And like to me, it seems like theater would be a huge advantage. You just have to pull it back a little bit. But what are your thoughts? Is it an advantage that you did theater?
Yeah, well, it was an advantage just for me personally because I enjoyed it so much. Um, it was just a skill I had to tame down. Yeah. Um, I, I, uh, I don't know that I'm answering your question. I'm sorry.
You're always answering my question. You're the best. Um, so whenever you made the change, was the primary reason you were making the change from theater to film due to the time commitment, or what was the main reason?
That was it. That was it. That was really it, to be honest. I
Okay.
just couldn't, having a family and all that. In fact, I left them alone so many nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really it.
Okay.
I'm like, well, I can't keep doing this. I'm just going to do film because there's the IFC. I'm going to learn something about film.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you write Stalker Grandma?
I did.
Yeah. Tell
I
me,
did.
how did you write that? Like, what was the process? I'm always impressed with writers. How did you do that?
Well, I started with the title, which is very unusual, I think, at least for me. I started with the title because a couple of years before I actually wrote it, I was chasing my two of my grandkids around with a camera. It was their birthday. They have birthdays almost the same day. So we were, and my grandson was like, well, they call me Nani. So he's like, you're a stalker, Nani. And then I don't know, somebody said stalker grandma. And I'm like, I love that title. So I started thinking about it. It's just like, I've got to do something with that title. And at one point, it was a drama. It was a family drama about somebody is hiding in the house. He used to live there. He wants his house back. He's homeless, um, and he lost everything. So now that person is a very minor person in the film that it turned out to be. But one thing I've noticed is when I'm really into writing, all of a sudden everything around me is a possible thing I could add to my script. So, for instance, on a different project, one of my cousins was getting tested for brain tumor, and I'm like, I'm going to use that in this other, I'm going to use that. My character is has a brain tumor, and I had never even thought of that. Um, oh, in Stalker Grandma, and by the way, I was going to be in it originally, and I changed my mind. So the gal playing Grandma is putting gas in her car, and this guy's coming up, and he wants some money, and she gives him a candy bar, Well, in real life, I was I was sitting in my car, and a guy comes up and asked me for money, and I hand him $1, and he said, "Oh, come on, lady, you can do better than that." So I used that line in my film.
That's awesome.
So everything is for grabs, up for grabs when I'm in that zone.
Yeah. How many scripts have you written?
Well, I've written Stalker Grandma. I've written a short play called A Good Day for Bad Karma. It actually started out being called Bad Karma, but I've written that one. I don't know how many scripts have I written, 5 or 6.
Oh,
Let's just
okay.
say that
And
they're all short.
yeah, the one you called a play, this one you called a short. Have you turned any of your plays into short films?
Well, the Bad Karma one, uh, several years ago, was the Barn Players in Mission. I don't know where they are now, but at the time they were in Mission, Kansas. It was in their 6 by 10, which means um, they do 6 plays that are 10 minutes each. So that play was produced. Later, some years later, Jason Turner, Jessica Whitfield, and Andrea Dover, we tried to recreate that play into a film, but we ended up having so many technical difficulties that it did not work out. So yes, I did take that stage play and try to turn it into a film.
Yeah. How many you've
So
written 5 or 6? Are they all stage plays, but Stalker Grandma?
um, I helped write some plays for the one night stands, for instance.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Sometimes my name is on there, and I'm like, my name really shouldn't be on there because I didn't do that much. So it's, but I'm not gonna say any more about that.
Well, it could be that you presented an idea, you started it, you contributed in some way to make the story
I
better.
guess I did. I
Yeah.
guess I did.
Yeah.
Sure. And sometimes you don't know. The ideas are flying back and forth, and you don't really remember or know what what part did I do? I think I wrote that line. It kind of turns into that when it's a community of people trying to write something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, do you prefer to write on your own or write in a group? And what's the advantage of your
Well,
preference?
um, hmm, I think writing you have more control if you're writing it by yourself, but I've often thought I'd love to find a writing partner, and that is hard. You know, that is hard. But that is very hard actually. I wouldn't mind trying that again. I have done that, and I did a when my children were very little. This gal and I, we spent the whole summer meeting once a week, and we wrote a short film, and it was excruciating because we argued over every word. But anyway, yeah,
So it
and
can be good, or it can be
it
rough.
can, yeah. Oh, we had fun. We had fun actually. When I
So
say argue, I mean that's a loose word.
yeah. Um, so what have you learned about writing? Like, what advice would you give to an aspiring writer?
Somebody that wants to write anything. Um, I
Short
think
films,
every
plays.
art form place. Yeah. Well, there's some good books. There's a book called Save the Cat, and that one is about writing. And there's Stephen King has a book called On Writing. The first half is all about him and his childhood. Then it gets into what he thinks. I think there's some really good books out there. I think taking classes or workshops is a good idea. I think the first time you write, or well, not the first time you write something, when you start writing something, just vomit it out. I think everybody said this. You just write it out. You don't worry about it, and then you go back. You don't. I think you really get slowed down if you keep rewriting the first few pages. You got to just get it out there. Yeah.
It's good. Where can we see your work? Where can I see you on film?
On film, well, obviously, you can go to YouTube and see Limbo. Um, it's on, um, yep, it's there now. So you can see that. Um, that would be the fastest, easiest thing.
Do you have a YouTube page?
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, I couldn't remember if I
Um,
asked you that. I was going to find it.
no,
You can put links to all your work that way. Makes it easier.
the technical things drive me crazy. And yeah, I have a problem with that. Oh, this is Falker Grandma. This is a poster.
Excellent. That looks wonderful.
Yeah, I did not do the poster, by the way. Actually, there are a few more. These are called laurels, and that means that tells you what film festival they're in. We actually were in a few others, but I didn't take the time to make another poster. I probably should. But anyway, so that's that.
Soccer Grandma. So is it on YouTube as well?
No, it's playing. It will be maybe eventually, but right now it's going to play at the film festival, the Bird Watching International Film Festival on Friday, the 21st.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
Patrick Ray was my director.
Who was? Patrick Ray. Oh, that's great.
Patrick Ray was my director, and Devonte Brown was the DP.
That's a good combination there. Um, you sent me a message. You're not like you don't have a lot to say about barbecue, but what's your favorite restaurant in Kansas City?
I was
Your
prepared to
favorite
answer the
restaurant.
question. Well, I used to love my mother's cooking. She was a cook and worked at an Italian restaurant before, many years ago, and she was the best. Um, mm, Whenever we took our kids to barbecue, we went to Joe's in
Okay.
Kansas, and I don't really have a favorite restaurant.
You have a favorite restaurant? Where did your mom work? Is it in Kansas City or was it somewhere else?
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. The River Key, it blew up with the mob and all this. She worked at a place called Il Pagliacci, which means the clown. And then she also worked at Tolly's, another Italian restaurant. But she does, one day when she was working in the River Key, Il Pagliacci, she went to the back room to open a box of spaghetti and she said it was full of money, layers of money. She
Wow.
closed it up and didn't do it, didn't say another word about it
Yeah.
except to the
Said
family.
it's time to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, my parents told me a story about my mom was raised by her grandparents, and her grandfather talked about he saw something and begged for his life. And like, oh well, it's a dramatic story, but he never would tell anybody what it was that he saw.
Oh, so
He
you
kept
don't
he
know?
no, he kept his word, whatever it was. He kept his word. So
Sounds like
I
the
don't know.
beginning
I
of
don't
it.
know details. It's probably bad for me to tell a story I don't know enough detail about. But yeah, that basically he saw something and people pleaded for him because he was raising his grandchildren and all this stuff. And then they let him go, but he talked about it years later, but he never told anybody what it was that he saw that um,
Hmm.
caused him great fear at some point. So I don't know. I'm not laughing at his fear. Just it's not a great story because I don't know enough. Um, on a totally different note, what motivates you? Like, because you said you had this urge, like you wanted to get back in it, you were drawn to it. What is it about it that draws you in?
Probably the attention, you know. Um, I don't feel I need the attention anymore, but it started out that way.
Oh, that's
And
why you were
and
in
being creative.
plays.
When I was younger, I mean, it was like I needed that attention. But now I need the outlet. I need the creative outlet. Life is boring unless you do something else. Yeah.
So how long have you been retired from teaching?
Um, 5 or 6 years,
Okay,
more
so
than I,
you were doing stuff before you retired then.
yes, I was. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I was. I was.
Um, and you said you were an artist and that you paint.
Hmm.
Where is there any place you can see your paintings? Are you going to put a show on or sell
Um,
them?
yeah, we're going to have some artwork up. I'm with a group called the Northland Art League, and we're going to have some artwork up at the Gladstone Community Center in January. Everybody can put a couple of pieces up. I mean, I can drag something over here and show it to you if you really want me to.
It's
From
up to
my
you. It's up
wall.
to you. It's up to you. I am curious about your art though. So like
Well, it's all
what
over the place.
yeah,
It varies.
what types of
Um,
things do you paint?
well, I used to try to be very, like paint what you see, but I got into some abstract work that I like a lot. I mean, I'll be happy if you want to pause. I'll come over and hold
Okay.
something up.
I'll
Want
hit
me to do
pause.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, just a minute. Thought of another one that I should. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this one might be of interest because I painted it for Prepper. I was the
Wow.
art director for Prepper, and this is on the wall in the film.
Wow.
I also painted, or not painted, but created a board, one of those boards where there's all kinds of things crisscrossing with wire, or I guess it wasn't wire, it was yarn, like the character is
Yeah,
making
let's
all
see.
these connections. So that was fun to make.
I'm gonna
So
put you
anyway,
back
that's,
in the middle of your screen here. I was gonna,
oh,
yeah, just make sure I can see it. That's really cool. So that's a really good picture though. You did a great job. You did a great
thank you
job.
very much.
And
Uh, I kind of looked at a couple of real paintings, and used them as examples.
yeah, that's
So this
wonderful.
is, well, you're welcome. I mean, thank you. Whatever. Okay, I painted this one. I don't know if you can see it.
That's all right. Put it right in the very middle. There you go.
Let's
That
see.
is
Okay,
beautiful as well.
thank you. So the background, I did a lot of tape, like I took masking tape and painted, and then I ripped the paint tape off, and that was fun.
Yeah, no,
So
that is really cool.
thank you. And then this one, oh my gosh. This one I'm showing you because I was experimenting with cloth. So you can see some fabric. You can
Oh,
tell where the
very
fabric,
cool.
yeah.
That is very arty to experiment with ripping
I
things
love
off
that.
with tape and
Yeah,
using fabric. You're very artsy. Just to even do those, that's like spectacular. Um,
thank you. I appreciate that.
um, oh, sorry, you're going to say something else. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. I can't sing. There you go.
There you go. Okay, good. Well,
I
then
can't
sing me
sing, I
something.
can't do
No, no,
math. I can't figure out technology. So, there you
that's
go.
all right. That's okay. Everybody has something, so it's good. Um, not trying to discount it. I just mean
No,
it's
no,
it's
I'm,
you're living your life just fine without all the technology, and you were able to get on the Zoom call just fine. So you did well. What are you most proud of all your stuff? Your art, your being an
well,
author, an actress. What were you most proud of?
I don't know. That's a good question. I hate to, pride goeth before a fall. You've heard that, right?
Right.
Um,
Okay, then what do you think other people like best, if that's a better way to
I
word it?
don't know. My husband thinks I should concentrate on writing. He thinks I should concentrate on writing. I don't know if that means he thinks it's the best, but maybe it's because I'm home more if I'm writing. So,
Well, that's good. He
um,
likes to be around you too. That's nice.
right, he does. He does. I don't know. I think I'm really leaning toward writing more than, you know, you have control somewhat. Um, I don't know. I think I go through different phases. I don't think of myself as a very good artist, actually. Um, so many people are better than me, and especially in college, my best friends were so good. They were great
Well,
artists.
everybody has a different style, so I think art is so subjective. You could find somebody who thinks, or objective, I think I used the wrong word. It's that anybody can look at something and think it's beautiful, and someone else can say it's horrible, and that's why I like it. It's art. It's a thing that you created.
But I will say, you can get better. I mean, it's just like anything else. I'm a better artist now than I was when I was in college. I'm a better artist now than I was 20 years ago. You can get better.
Yeah.
You can get better at anything,
Yeah. If you do it a
really.
lot, you usually get better at it. Most people get better the more they do stuff.
Right.
Um, what's the thing that you've done when like you're acting that you tell people, watch this, whether you wrote it or you acted in it, like what's the thing that you recommend to people?
Nothing. Um,
Stalker
I mean,
Grandma. You wrote Stalker Grandma.
I did. Well, yeah, yeah, I did. I did. That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's a pretty good achievement, I think. Stalker Grandma was a good achievement. Yeah, because I was Patrick and I worked a little bit together on like things like location and things like finding the right actors. We worked together on that. Um, he's very big on the look, that you have to look the part. I mean, that's what I don't want to put words in his mouth, but my takeaway was that that was the first thing that we talked about was, do they look right for the part?
Mhm.
The first thing, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, I'm probably not going to be the leading man, no matter how hard I try or how good of an actor I am. And they say, okay, we need two people that are 25. They're probably not going to be, one of them's not going to be me because I don't look right for the part. So I get it. You need to look right. Then it's a matter of skill. Um, you know, um, like you and I are very different in height. So
Oh
they
yeah, I'm sure.
they like putting us in a scene, like, like you got to just look, they look at the whole thing because I know that's hurt me before. Like you have a big ogre and then you have a normal sized person and then someone shorter than average and the camera is a pain to do. So like I'd heard before like all the leading men are like 5'8" or 5'9" in Hollywood because that puts them more in line with the leading ladies. Where if you have someone who's 5'10", and there's exceptions, like if they need someone in a certain role, but a lot of times they want people to look good on camera. And, like Tom Cruise would look good on camera because he could be, yeah, like
Yeah.
right about looking people in the eye. Um,
Hmm.
but but you never know. What do you do when you're not doing art, you're not writing, and you're not acting?
Well, I am pretending to organize parts of my house that are a big mess. I am
I
going to
believe in you.
church. Actually, my mom died this summer, so we're working on trying to get her house ready to sell. So that's going on. My grandchildren, unfortunately, live about 3 hours away, but I'm looking forward to seeing them for Thanksgiving. They're coming here. We're going to have dinner. I'll cook. We'll
So
have
that
some
that narrows it
other.
down to Omaha, Wichita, or Springfield.
They live near Kirksville, Missouri.
Oh, fuck, she's you did a dark horse on me. I was naming the actual big cities that were, or at least bigger cities. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Kirksville.
yeah. Well, they even live in a smaller town than that, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm excited to see them, and my kids are. I'm very proud of my kids. So my daughter's an excellent teacher. She's a wonderful teacher. Yeah, my son lives in. He's a chemist, and he lives in San Francisco area. He lives in Sacramento. He lives in Sacramento.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
He's supposed to be here for Christmas, not Thanksgiving. So that goes on. I walk my dog a lot because we don't have a fenced yard and she doesn't want to be without us. So there's no sense in putting up a fence. That's it.
Well,
I
where do you
used
see
to,
yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself in the future um, with all your projects, all your talents?
yeah. That's a good question. Um, so, like just the other day, I went to the screenwriting uh, meeting at Harpo's. I brought the beginning of a script and I thought, oh God, it's horrible. And I got some really good feedback, and people thought it was okay. It was just the very beginning. So I didn't have the whole thing fleshed out. I think I'm going to keep writing. I think I'm going to keep writing. Yeah. And maybe write something for myself to be in. That's what I started out thinking with Stalker Grandma, but that didn't work out. What about you, Kyle? What are you going to be doing in 10 years?
Oh, 10 years, I hope to be retired, and I actually do hope to be in bigger projects.
Okay.
So that's probably it. I don't know if I'll be doing a podcast in 10 years, but I know that I will be acting in 10 years.
Yes, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you
Yeah,
will.
that's my goal. And I would love to be in something with you someday. I hope that that happens. You're someone.
And on an apple box. They have those,
Yeah,
they call them
that's
apple box.
right. Stand on an apple box. I'll be on my knees and we can be in scenes together.
Ah!
Yeah, yeah, they do. I don't know if they do that with you too, because I don't know. You don't have to say your height, but I'm about 6'4", and a lot of times they like, oh, we got to move the cameras up, and they make it. It's I don't know if it's a
Oh,
big deal, but it seems like it's a big deal, like to hold them up and they step on the boxes and all that stuff when they're filming me. Um,
I
so
forgot to tell
yeah,
you. I forgot to tell you something.
sure.
Here I am to you. There's a film in St. Joe. It's going to be shown around Thanksgiving time, and then I don't know where it's going to go from there. But Jason Hudson,
Yeah.
um, director. So I'm in that. I don't know if I made the cut, but I am fighting in a ring with little people.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah, I'm trying
goodness.
to fight little people, and they win.
I think you've hit an all-time high.
Yeah, that's right.
Life can it can only go downhill. Um, any words of
Right.
advice to people?
Oh my God, be true to yourself and be kind. Just be kind, You never know when the little person well, I say little. I mean, the person that you think is just a PA or whatever is going to come out and be somebody famous or more influential than you expect. So be kind to people. That's one thing. And another piece of advice, don't be envious. It's hard not to, especially when you're young and just starting out. Um, Everybody has their own path, their own road or journey they're on, and maybe it's just not your time. Maybe it's somebody else's time.
That's really good. Really nice. Anything else to add that you were prepared to talk about that I didn't ask you?
If it was, I probably forgot it. I tried to prepare. Forgetful.
It's
I hope
okay.
I.
It is.
Hmm?
Oh, it's been a pleasure. What were you getting
Oh,
ready to
it's been a
say? I
pleasure.
keep doing that. Like I feel like we're both stepping on each other a little bit, but what was it? What do you want to say?
I know. I was just kidding, actually. I was just
Okay.
my point being that I forget things, and so maybe I had something in mind, but nope. I think we covered everything. Thank you very much for letting me even talk about art. That was amazing that you let me do that.
I think that like acting, like it's so many people that act also write, or act and do music, or act and do art. It just seems like it's a natural thing, or act and model or whatever. They always do multiple things, at least way over half do
Yeah,
multiple things. So it was nice to hear from someone who's branching out, doing so many things.
I think it's a part of the brain, somewhere in the brain, really.
Yeah.
I believe that. And you're
Well, and
born. I mean, What
No, no, finish your thought. I apologize.
I was just going to say, I mean, I'm not saying, I mean, I just think part of your brain, I mean, like, just like I don't have an aptitude for certain things, I seem to have an aptitude for thinking creatively. I think that is my strongest thing, that I think outside the box, like experimenting with painting or thinking of new ways to use something or what if, like starting with Stalker Grandma title and coming up with a story about it. And actually, like I said, it was at one point a drama, but then it's like, no, I think I'm going this other direction. So, just thinking outside the box, thinking of new ideas. That's the thing I do best.
That's good. Good. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for talking to me, and I believe in you that you will organize very soon.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.